I am Raziel.
What's up, guys? Raziel here, and patch 5.05 is upon us. I wanted to go over these a little bit, though. There's a lot of good things that happened, a lot of things that leave me questioning what's going on at Square Enix, and some other things I think are not good, but we'll just get into it. I'm not going to go through every little detail and every change of every job. I'm just going to say that the patch notes will be linked in the description below, so if you want to read about each individual job. But I wanted to touch on a few things, and one very important issue, which is the Savage raiding scenes new loot system, which I think is a problem. But I will get into that, and again, this is opinion-based. Share yours down in the comments below if you agree with me or disagree with me when the video is over. If not, if you don't feel like sharing anything with me, then fine, who gives a shit. All right, let's keep going. All right, so, quests. We know we're getting, the monk is, because monk got changed so heavily, the Return of the Monk quests requirements have been changed. So I don't play monk, I don't know anything about that, but I do know that monk got a lot of changes. Grease Lightning Up is going to be up almost all the time now, as far as I understand. We do have the new treasure map dungeons now in the game, so if you're into that, I'm definitely going to be checking it out, you know, during some downtime in between raiding and stuff like that. To get some unique rewards through the Dungeons of Gaia, whatever, you know. They love to make words I can't pronounce because I'm a fucking dumb white guy, but whatever. Free company, new craftables, and they did make some adjustments to submersible parts, new destinations, obviously Shadowbringer's destinations for airships and submersibles and things like that. So, new housing items, but here let's get into what everybody really gives a shit about, which is the battle system. Monk got some massive changes, both in some ranges, some cooldown reductions, as well as some modifications to their positionals. Yeah, monks, what do you think of this? What do you think of this change? I did expect monk to get some changes. Rogue, I expected ninja, I expected to get more changes out of this. They did get a buff, by a 50 potency buff on their artist hitting and most used, attack finisher in their combo. But is it enough? I think we'll have to see. I don't think so. I think it needed more, but that's just my personal opinion. And they'll probably end up getting more in the future. Samurai got some massive changes. So, including they get Hagakure back, an ability that was taken out for Shadowbringers is given back. So, in my opinion, that kind of makes Samurai even more complex than it, in my opinion, needs to be. But that's just my opinion. It may turn out really, really well. Higambana, Goken, and Tsubame Gashi all been made instant. So that's pretty big. Some big potency increases to Shoha. I still think Shoha kind of sucks, but got some potency increases, and a lot of jobs you'll see got some adjustments that I think are based around skill speed. So like recast time, a drop of 5 seconds on a recast time. You'll see that in quite a few of the changes for different jobs. Overall, though, Samurai should have increased personal DPS because of these changes. Machinist, again, just a change around skill speed. Arcanist and Summoner. Quite a bit of buffs. I think they'll get even more, but a lot of people I've already really like the changes that this brings to the game, to the job. A recast time reduced from 10 seconds to 3 on Summon 1, 2, and 3. Bio 1, 2, and 3, the delay has been reduced, as well as on Try Disaster. Red Mage, I didn't expect Red Mage to be getting this buff, but they did. MP cost reductions on a lot of their skills, and potency increase on Enchanted Reprise. Enchanted Reprise. So it's it's got some pretty big changes. It's going to bring Red Mage up. Scholar, Art of War increase from 150 to 160. Bro Mastery, Sucker. So some damage increases for Scholar. Good, needed. Astrologian got some major changes. Now keep in mind, I don't play a single healer in the game, so Astrologians, please leave your comments down below if these changes are good. I can't imagine they're bad. A better question, are these changes enough? So Divination, we saw a huge reduction in the cooldown. It took, 60 seconds off the cooldown and increased its damage effect from 246 to 456. So overall, an increase. Sleeve draw got changed, celestial intersection, celestial opposition. A lot of huge cooldown and potency changes to how the job works. It's got some massive changes. So I think they're going to be good, and I don't know shit about Astrologians. So Astrologians, healers, let me know. Samurai again got Hagakure, and Scholar got Energy Drain back. I know a lot of Scholars are really, really happy about that. Now I want to talk about something else here. As you can see throughout all these job changes, not a single tank change has come about, and we do know tank balance is not good right now. I mean, it's not awful, but it's not great. I mean, Dark Knight and Warrior need some help. Paladin's kind of OP, and Gunbreaker's fine. I mean, Gunbreaker, in my opinion, is okay. I main Dark Knight. I have Paladin and Gunbreaker to 80 now, and I don't think Paladin needs to be brought down a lot, just a teeny tiny bit, and I think Warrior and Dark Knight could use some help. I expected before Shadowbringers launched that Gunbreaker would be in the most disarray, as it was a new job, but I was quite wrong with that. So what does this tell me? It tells me that either Square is happy where things are at, or they need more data to make changes, and they have some pretty big changes planned. How some of the tank jobs, even with the rotation, is. It could go either way. They might need more data from the Savage Raid tier before they, jump the gun and make any changes to the tanks. So we'll see, in the next 2 to 4 to 6 weeks if tanks are on the board for getting some changes. I think they needed some, but maybe Square sees it differently. I guess we'll have to find out. Am I upset about that? No, not really. But I am concerned, and I hope that we at least get some context. If they change nothing at all, I hope we get some context as to why from Square Enix. Okay, we all know that the Savage Raid tier is out this patch. Crafted Gear is out this patch. The Savage Race has already begun. I'll start getting into Savage soon. I'm still in the process of, I'll probably be bindering it. Is that even a fucking word? Christ, I can't even speak. But I'll be going through the Party Finder, as well as trying to set up a static in my own FC that's mostly comprised of followers of my Twitch and my YouTube channel. But doing a static will probably be better because of what I'm about to talk about. Party Finder kind of really got screwed with the loot changes. So what happened to the loot changes? So in the past, how loot always worked is the first boss, would drop accessories and belts, and then the second boss would drop gloves and boots, and then the third boss would drop legs and chests, and then the fourth boss would drop weapons, and then legs, chests, and other sort of things. So Square, though, in an attempt, I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so if you do a Savage Raid, and let's say you have no jobs in your party that gets the clear, that can use gear of slaying, and then slaying gear drops, it feels like a waste. I agree. I think that kind of sucks, but that kind of comes with territory when gear drops that no one in your entire current party formation can use at that moment. Maybe they can use it for an alt job, but ultimately they don't need it right then and there. So to fix this, and to also even further discourage the meta, which I'm not against, because fuck the meta, they've now added in where just coffers drop. Now, why do I think overall this decision, this iteration of the solution to those previous problems is not good, is because it's going to artificially inflate how long people do Savage and increase frustration, because the way this is now, you're always in competition for every item that drops with everybody else in your party. So if you're a tank, doesn't matter. In the past, you were only in competition with the other tank, one other role. If you were, a healer, you'd be in competition with the other healer, one other role for healer drops. And DPS, you'd only be in competition with people that share your specific DPS gear piece. Now you're in competition with everyone all the time. So now instead of having a 1 in 2 or a 1 in 3 chance of each when an item drops for you, of getting it, you always have a 1 of 8 chance, because in Party Finder especially, people are going to roll, even though let's say you're with a paladin tank and he's fully decked out in all savage gear, he's still going to roll need on all the gear that drops for his alt job. So it's never going to stop. You're always going to have to, you know, the vast majority of most of your gear is probably going to have to come, excuse my phone, from the tomes or the you know, commendation you get at the end of each clear. So you're going to need to clear everything in between 4 and 8 times per item in order to get the items to have a guaranteed shot of getting it. That's a lot of clears. I know the content's going to last a while, but still, like, it's going to feel really bad when people are winning items over you and you're trying to roll for it for your main job, and other people are rolling on it for their second or third alt job because they just have better luck than you. They have better RNG than you. And I think that's a problem. I don't think this is good. I think what would have worked better is if the coffers would have dropped and it would have said, like let's say it drops a helmet coffer. It says helmet fending coffer, or you know, helmet. Make it a little smaller. So helmet fending coffer, helmet healing coffer, helmet damage coffer, or something like that. So that way, if, you know, a damage coffer drops for a helmet, but the samurai doesn't need it, any of the other DPS can roll on it and it'll roll for their job. Now that's not a perfect solution, but I think it's a better one than just having everything blanket every job in the game, because it's going to burn people out. I think it's going to cause a lot of frustration with RNG. Some people are going to really like it because they're going to get really lucky, and other people are going to just fucking hate it because they're just going to get raped all the time, over and over and over and over again by RNGs. So I really don't like it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it gets changed, or in some way maybe even reverted to the old method until they find a better solution, much like the god-awful 24-man loot tables got reverted fairly quickly during the Return to Evil East raid in Stormblood, where they said, hey, everybody can roll on everything, and then they're like, shit, that's really bad, that fucked up, and then they reverted it. So yeah, I don't like this change at all. All the other things we've known about Savage, you know, the lockouts and the tomes and everything, are the same as they've always been. But there is one other thing too. So there's just going to be a lot of frustration that I think that comes with this. So what are your thoughts, guys, on the loot system? Do you think it's a good change? Think it's a bad change? I personally think it's leaning and has more weight towards it being a bad idea. But we'll see how it plays out. We'll see if Square does anything about it, and we'll have to go from there. So as we can see, roulettes have been updated now that the new tomes are out. The new tomes are out, so you can 400 a week and farm gear that way. So there were some PvP changes in there, as well as mostly changes to all jobs HP, and the same instant changes to Samurai got thrown in that are in PvE. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to go through all the rest. You can see the items here. Again, the patch notes are in the description below. But tell me your thoughts on the job changes. Tell me your thoughts on tanks not receiving any changes, and tell me your thoughts on the changes to the loot system in Savage mode. But anyway, guys, this has been Raziel. Thank you so much for all the support. Over 5,000 subs now on the channel. I really appreciate the support. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitch if you're interested in my live streaming, and come hang out and talk, shoot the shit, chit chat. If you're not interested, fine. I don't give a fuck. You know, you do you, man. But anyway, guys, thanks so much. And as always, my friends, keep it real.